Well, howdy, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Today's Bread. Now, we're currently in a series called Messages on the Old Testament. With this week, we're going over God Restores His People, and today's portion is the exile's return. Our scripture reference is Ezra chapter 2, verses 64 through 70. Now, a great number of people returned to Jerusalem. You see that in verse 64. The returnees included several thousand servants and 200 singers. Verse 65. Thousands of animals also accompanied them. When the people arrived at the temple site, they gave generously for its restoration. You see that in verses 68 and 69. Now, it is interesting to note that they gave after their ability. They were able to give liberally because God had blessed them even during their captivity. Now, to get an idea of just how large their offering was, the gold that they gave weighed about 1,100 pounds, and the silver weighed about 3 tons. Now, in the New Testament, Jesus said that whatever we place or wherever we place our treasure indicates what is most important to us. You see that in Matthew 6:21. Well, the generous giving of these Jews who had been restored to their homeland shows how grateful they really were about returning to temple to worship God again. Going back home to rebuild the temple was no small matter to them. God restored the Jews back to their homeland so they could rebuild the temple and return to the worship demanded of them in the law. Thank you, and I pray that you've enjoyed today's edition of Fresh Daily Bread. I do want to encourage you to come be a part of God's family. Well, Tuesday's prayer focus is for a return to true biblical worldview in the church. Pray for the church to fully embrace and obey the commands of the Lord, living according to His word in all things. Now remember, Jesus, He's coming back soon. So here's Tuesday's blessing. I bless you with God's perfect love that will displace all fears in your life.